Hello everyone, today is Message Monday and I wanted to share a quick devotion that I read off of Proverbs 31 Ministry. Sharon James wrote this devotion and it's called, Can I Have a Different Story Please? She begins to share this story about her son Stephen, and he loved for her to tell stories, and she would always let Stephen start the sentence out to begin the story. And so Stephen would say, like, once upon a time there was a leaf, or once upon a time there was a tree, or once upon a time there was a dragon. And then she would begin to tell the story. She said, everybody loves a good story, but not everybody loves their story. She said, mistakes pile high like weeks old laundry. Shame whispers, if they only knew. Tear-stained pages warp and cause the volume to open up to unwanted pages. Dog-eared corners mark traumatic happenings we keep going back to in order to make sense of it all. She said some pages have spots worn from rubbing a mental eraser over the words that just won't go away. Lines we tried to cross out instead of stand out and tone us. And she said we've all got them. She said for most of us, it is not the whole of our stories we don't like, but just certain parts. She said our tragedies, our traumas, and our too dark to tell memories may be different, but the pain is still the same. For instance, a husband left, a boyfriend cheated, a friend betrayed you, a boss misused you, a parent abused you, a disease ravaged, a steering wheel jerked, a gunshot fired, or a child died. She said, I don't know the difficulties that you've been through, but I do know your story doesn't end there. She said there is more to be written, and God is even now dipping his pen into the inkwell of wholeness, writing your story and mine in his larger story. God turns broken stories into beautiful prose and unwanted pages into stunning narratives of victory. That's not just a promise, she said, it's a bedrock truth, and one that she knew personally. And I can tell you, I know that myself as well. God has changed me from where I was to where I am today. And I'm so grateful and so thankful for his mercy and his grace and his love. Isn't it amazing that God can take our darkest chapters and turn them into the greatest victories? That's amazing. That's only God. He's the only one that can do that. He can, and he will if you will allow him to do that. It takes us to turn it over to him. Great beauty can come from our marred and tattered stories. Immense light can emerge from our darkest and most desperate days. It was only when she turned her broken pieces over to God, is when he showed her how there was a better story. I just want to encourage you today that we all have a story. And I pray that if you're in a place today that you need to turn it over to God, you need to turn it over to him. Don't let the enemy continue to tear you down. Because when she said, I don't want others to know, that's where the enemy wants you to stay, right there, is to hide behind those secrets. Get them out. Share your story. You don't know who you may impact today. Somebody needs to hear the hope that only God can give, and that might be through your story. We all have different stories, but there's someone that is going to be able to relate to yours. I just want to encourage you, if you've never given your testimony, I pray that you start now. I know I was asked a couple of years ago for our Celebrate Recovery to give my testimony. I had never given my testimony before then, all these years that I have been a Christian. But through that was really hard because I had to sit down and I had to write out so much in detail that I wanted to share. And it was really hard. Just seeing those things. But the enemy, he will try to keep you in a place where God is bringing you out of. So please, I just pray that for you today, that you turn it all over to God. Give him your heartaches today. Let him, he knows. Let him help you with this, because it's not your strength that's going to get you through it. It's only by His and His grace. So today I pray, share your story. Let others hear what God has done in your life, where they will know that there is hope that only God can bring. Thank you so much for letting me share today. I pray you have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.